Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another review on an eBay brush set by the brand Sixplus. I did a review on one of their brush sets a couple of weeks ago and I love their brush set. That was my first time trying their brush range. And a little disclaimer for this review, yes, I did get these brushes sent to me. No, I wasn't sponsored or paid in any way whatsoever to express these opinions. You guys know I'm 110% honest and I've said so many times, you guys know how much I love my eBay brushes. Okay, so now that you guys know that, I'm just going to get straight onto the review. I used all of these brushes today to do my makeup. This brush set costs $15 US or 20 Australian dollars, and I'll leave you guys a link to the seller down below. You get 6 brushes in this brush set, 2 of which are double-ended. So for about 15 US dollars, you're getting each brush for about $2.50, or in Australia, for set being 20 Australian dollars, you're getting each brush for about $3.30. So again, a bargain if you consider the price as an individual unit. Just before I get into the review on each individual brush, I just wanted to quickly mention that one of the brushes I got actually came broken. So this brush actually came to me broken, and it is one of the double-ended brushes. It's the brush that comes with the angled side. You know what, it works fine. I've super glued so many brushes before. I've super glued Sedona lace and elf brushes and other eBay brushes, especially with the ferrule. This is the first time that a brush has actually come to me broken in the actual handle itself, but honestly it's fine and it's light enough that it doesn't really matter. The glue holds anyway. Now going on to reviewing each individual brush, I'm going to start off with the kabuki brush. If you guys didn't already know, I am obsessed with mini kabuki brushes. I have a ton of them. These are just some more that I have. Love them because you can carry them everywhere in your purse, and if there's one thing that's most important to touching up your makeup, it's touching up powder, especially if you're like me and you can get pretty oily sometimes. The kabuki brush, like the rest of the brushes, are all incredibly soft. If I were to close my eyes and touch this, it feels literally like touching air. And I definitely have to say that this is the softest brush I've ever felt or I've ever owned in my entire life, and that's a lot to say. It's definitely softer than this Sedona lace one that I have here. In terms of density, however, it's definitely not as dense as the other kabuki brushes I have, but obviously you're paying a much lower price point for this, so that being said, that's pretty much expected. I use this to buff powder into my face and to blend my contour out. One thing I did notice though was that it shed a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 hairs, so it wasn't too bad, but that's just one thing to note. Then moving on to the angled brush. This brush is very soft. I use this to apply bronzer just all over my face. It's very nice and fluffy. It's not extremely dense or anything, but it works fine nonetheless. Next brush that I have to review is the foundation brush. This is just a regular paddle style foundation brush. You can't really go wrong with any of these brushes. I haven't really seen a brush like this that's been bad for me because they're all generally quite the same. I did use this to apply my foundation today, but then I did go in with a sponge and just kind of buff it all out. I also did use this to cream contour, and I don't typically use foundation brushes like these on their own just for applying foundation to my face, but I always use them to cream contour. And I think a brush like this is definitely something that I know I started out with when I first got into makeup. Just a general standard foundation brush that is pretty much universal. It hasn't shed or anything. That's all I have to say about that one. Next brush that I have to show you guys is the blending brush. This brush along with the kabuki brush are probably my favorite brushes when it comes to this set. This brush is very shaped nicely, it's tapered, and it's just an amazing blending brush. I use this for my eyes today, just applying a very light transition shade, and it worked amazingly. There's not much else I can say about this brush. I love this brush so much. It's an amazing shape and size, and it works really great. Now onto the double-ended brushes. I'm going to start off with the broken one that I fixed, and that is the one with the angled side and the synthetic concealer side. So I used the angled brush for my eyebrows today, and that worked fine. I really enjoy using synthetic angled brushes, especially with gel powders and like kind of pomade-like consistencies. I am pretty particular when it comes to eyebrow brushes. I find that I like ones that are stiff. This one's pretty stiff. It's not all floppy, so it packs on the eyebrow color nicely, and you can blend it out to however you like. Now for the concealer end, I use this to apply concealer around my eyebrows. It's got that very petite shape. Honestly, you can't go wrong with these types of brushes. If you don't own one of these, you need them, and you can use them to spot conceal. I use this for applying a Maybelline color type tattoo based shadow on my eyes as well. People say that your fingers work better, but this worked fine for me as well. Nothing bad I can say about this aside from the fact that unfortunately it did break. Now onto the last double-ended brush. It's got a lip brush or a concealer brush. I did use this and apply lipstick, and I found that it worked great as well. These brushes are always handy to have if you want to apply liquid lipstick. It makes it much easier using a brush. I also use this brush for applying an inner corner highlight onto my eyes, and it worked fine even though it was synthetic and not like fluffy or anything. And that is what I have to say about the two double-ended brushes. So this brush set would be perfect to start off if you're a beginner to makeup. I know I started off using a paddle foundation brush like this. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this brush set, aside from the fact that one of the brushes came broken. I think they're definitely worth the low price point that they are. I love the blending eye brush and the kabuki brush. So that's all I have to say. I hope you guys found this review helpful. Let me know if you would like to see any more reviews on any other eBay brushes or things that you find. Just let me know. Please give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye! Myself is apparently supposed to be a Sigma 3D HD brush dupe.